Hello and welcome back to the channel. My name is Peter and today we're going to be looking at the S&P 500. We've recently seen a test of resistance here. This nice trend line resistance was hit just a couple of days ago, and since then we have been reversing. So in this video, we're going to cover exactly what is coming next, what are the potential scenarios that you should be looking out for, and of course the opportunities that come along with it. Make sure to subscribe if you are new here and you want to learn technical analysis, macro analysis, and how to profit from market price action. And now without further ado, let's get right into it. So as I said in the introduction, the S&P 500 has tested that resistance. We can zoom in to a shorter time frame right here. We had a beautiful reaction off that trend line. This is why technical analysis is such a powerful tool. We saw this coming a mile away. This was an article that was posted on our site for our premium members on March 26th. 2021. So around a month ago, and we talked about this exact situation. Let's go a little bit further into the article. Right here, we had a megaphone type pattern, a bull flag. And in this article, we talked about this consolidation pattern could actually lead to a breakout. And that's exactly what happened. And you can look at where my cursor is right here. That's at 4,154 points. Where are we currently? 4,157 points. This was our exact measured target. In fact, if we go back to the bottom of this article, you can see right here, potential bull flag measured target right here. And that's exactly the type of move that we just had. So great place to be booking profits if you're in long positions at that resistance level. But now what's next? What's coming next? Is the sell-off going to continue, and could it form into a steeper correction? Something that we haven't seen in quite a long time. The last big correction was right here throughout September. That was around a 10% correction. We have not seen this magnitude of a correction since then. So let's zoom in to a 4-hour chart to take a look at what's happening in this area right here. And the first thing that I want to address is this downtrend line right here that's actually currently being tested. This is a very important level that you should be watching in the short term. Now, the other big level that you should be watching is this 4,120 point level right here. You've got quite a few reactions already, and you can see prices sandwiched between that resistance level and between this support level right here. So we're going to walk through the two scenarios. So we're going to walk through the two potential scenarios. What if we break out? What if we break down? Let's first talk about what happens if we break down. Right here, do you see what that looks like? That looks like a head and shoulder pattern. You have one shoulder right here. You've got the head and the other shoulder right there. So if we break down here, that's looking bad for the S&P 500. And we're looking for a retest of this trend line right there. This trend line is very, very strong support, long-term price channel support, long-term level, and that will act as support. So if we get a breakdown here, we're looking for a 2% correction back down to this level. And here we'll be looking for long opportunities. Now I've put up the MACD on this chart right here. This is the 4-hour chart, and I've got the momentum indicator on here just to show you what's happening. We're currently testing the zero line as we speak. And that's very important to be watching because that's what determines the trend. At least on this time frame, it does seem to be a very important indicator. Let's put up a nice rectangle here just to show you guys when the MACD is trending above the zero line, we're in a clear uptrend right here throughout this entire period. The MACD is above the zero line and we're in a nice steady uptrend. Now, when we're trading below the zero line, and that happened right here after price hit that resistance, we dipped below the zero line and we started to trade in negative territory. That was your warning signal telling you, oh, the short-term trend might be switching right here from uptrend to downtrend. And now, of course, we're back above the zero line and we're testing that level. So that's why what happens here is so important. You've got price sandwich between two important levels when you've got the MACD at a turning point. If we reject here and break down, we're looking for a correction. But if we break out here, of course, that's going to lead to additional upside. And I'm going to show you what kind of upside we can expect if that happens. And to take a look at that, I'm going to jump back to a daily chart and show you what's going on with the MACD on the longer term time frame. You want to be looking at multiple time frames to see how momentum is actually behaving, both in the short term and the long term. So let's zoom in. What's happening here? We're about to make a crossover, a bearish crossover. So again, that further confirms the turning point at which we're at. If we break down here, we'll be on bearish momentum and we can expect additional downside because this trend is overextended. We've hit resistance. We're about to make a switch from bullish to bearish momentum. We can expect a correction after that kind of a move. That would be healthy, that would be normal, and that would provide some opportunities at lower levels. We prefer that's the scenario that we put a higher probability weighting on. But if we break out here, that's a completely different story. And I'm going to zoom out just to show you what that looks like. That looks like this. When the MACD is about to cross over, but it doesn't right here, and it actually bounces off the orange line, the blue line bounces off the orange line, you get a renewal of momentum and you get a blow off top move like we did here. By the way, if you're so far enjoying this video, make sure to drop a like to let us know that you're enjoying the content, to push out our videos and raise awareness for the art of technical analysis. Our goal is to get as many people as possible to understand the markets and to be able to navigate them successfully. So hit that like button as hard as you possibly can. When you get a breakout through a level like this is a very important level. I'm going to show you what that is. This level is so important. It's what everybody should be looking at. It corresponds to the bull market trend line that was just broken. When you get that kind of development, you can expect blow off top moves and ridiculously strong price action. So is a blow off top move like this something that we're excluding? Absolutely not. And that would actually feed into the hypothesis that we are in a bubble, that we're heading into bubble type of price action, because you don't get those types of moves in a healthy market, especially after an already overextended trend. You get these moves when sentiment is getting hot, when liquidity is too high, and those are characteristics of a bubble. So if we do get a retest of this line, right here, we'll be watching out for opportunities. And more importantly, we'll be watching if this level holds. If that level doesn't hold, we're looking for much more downside. That would look like a false breakout scenario. Now, is that something that we're expecting? Absolutely not. Is that something that we put a high probability on? Absolutely not. But when you're trading, when you're investing, you need to keep an open mind to all scenarios. And if we have a breakdown, we will not be fighting that technical developments. We will be looking for additional downside on the stock market. So that's the simple technical picture of the S&P 500. Now I want to take a look at the US dollar. Again, make sure to keep an open mind to all scenarios. We give you our opinions, we give you our convictions, what we're seeing in the charts, what we're trading. Do not follow this analysis blindly. Do make your own research before taking positions. Also, if you have comments, make sure to leave them down below. We do go through and read all your comments. All the support and constructive criticism is greatly appreciated. So the US dollar has been in a downtrend. Again, that's something that we're very proud of having been able to navigate through successfully. Because if you know where the US dollar currency index is going, then that's going to make your entire trading process a lot easier, because a lot of assets have correlations or inverse correlations to the US dollar. For example, on this leg down of the dollar, stocks have been absolutely exploding because a weaker dollar makes investors flee from cash and go into stocks or go into gold. And so if you can pinpoint reversals in the dollar, that gives you great opportunities for entries in these asset classes, like we were able to do right here as DXY was forming this nice divergence right there at resistance and was getting ready for a reversal, and also makes you able to avoid periods of consolidation when you have a powerful breakout on the dollar. Just like we were talking about around 2 months ago as we highlighted the US dollar breakout right here that led to a significant leg higher on the US dollar and a sideways move in the stock market. So what are we seeing right now? We're seeing the US dollar continue its downtrend. We have a nice downtrend line, although it's not very clean. We've got two clean reactions. We can perhaps use the daily chart to cut through some of those candlestick wicks right here. Those are clean reaction. You've got the very top, you've got these reactions right there, that candlestick wick, this one right here. And so you can see what's happening here. We're continuing our way down. We've just broken a significant area of support right there that corresponded to these reactions. That was a nice reaction. That was a sideways consolidation. And we've broken back through that. We're seeing the MACD go back under the zero line. This is all pointing down. We're looking for an undercut of these lows on the US dollar as we continue that dollar bear market. So this is something to watch. We're expecting more downside in the short term, but you can see what's happening here. We are starting to get into a zone of support. So perhaps that's going to create some sideways price action on the dollar as the SP 500 consolidates, right? Makes a small correction, and then we have the resumption. That would be the healthy market. But if we slice through these levels, that's the blow off top scenario that we talked about, and that would send the markets higher in the short term. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, make sure to drop a like and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. In the meantime, good luck on your trading, and see you next time.